Chainsaw. What's up? Well, that was such a weak woo. Give me a new one.
Woo!
Better. Happy Native American
Happy
genocide.
pre-hiatus. Happy get your sale on an AR-15 at your local Walmart day.
Happy. Ooh, that's so soon. Way too soon. As soon as it could. Luckily, I'll upload this tomorrow when it will no longer be too soon because that's the life cycle of a mass shooting in America. But right now, same day, a little too soon.
There was another one.
Wait, are you fucking for real?
I know there was the Q shooting like 2 days ago.
No, my brother in Christ. This morning at 5 a.m. there was a Walmart shooting.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What a phenomenal
I'm
way
laughing
to
out
open
of
this
what the fuck, America, but holy shit, I had no idea.
It was,
I have deactivated my Twitter, so like I will like something and like, you know, but shit, I had no idea, man.
The wild part is it's going to be like a struggle to Google this probably because it's so, like, it'll get lost in all the other shootings. Let's see here. Walmart shooting. I gotta remember where it was. Yeah, I woke up at
the first 30 seconds of this video had just, if this was even attempted to monetize, gone immediately.
I want everyone, our foreign guests, our foreign non-American viewers. You might be thinking these guys are sociopaths, and it's fucked up that they're laughing at this. You don't know what it's like to live in America, man. We laugh through the pain. I do. Only thing that I physically, as an individual, can do is vote for the non-psychopath party that wants to actually do something about it, and that's it. I just vote and smile and wave, boys. But anyway, yeah, it was 6 people were killed at a Virginia Walmart, and it was 5 a.m. This morning. So, like, you know, a little over 12 hours ago, maybe like 14 hours ago.
I've been awake for like 4.5 hours in my defense.
Dude, it's just for a wild coincidence that you talked about getting an AR in Walmart. I literally thought that was what you were referencing.
No, not at all. But no, like, I also, like, as somebody that worked retail, I pity anybody this weekend. I also think that, like, Black Friday is not really as big of an issue.
No, it's not. I'm glad you brought this up, okay? Like, now part of me, obviously Black Friday is toxic as fuck. Motherfuckers literally would die from, like, getting trampled over. And, for our non-
Give me a tickle me Elmo! I want my tickle me Elmo!
True. For our non-American fans that don't know what the fuck that is. For our non-American fans that don't have a country that literally runs on excessive consumerism. Yeah. Black Friday was a day. It was the sale day. It was like Thanksgiving is over. It's Christmas time now. So the first day after Thanksgiving, you'd have unreal sales. We're talking like if a TV was $1,000, you could buy it for like $400, right? Like some ungodlyly good sales. So, you know, and it would kind of be to like drive people, like kickstart the shopping season. So you'd have people standing in lines, thousands of people, and then like they'd open the door, and then the workers would have to duck and cover, and people would fucking barge in, and literally people would die, like get trampled over. People would be like trying to rip out of TVs out. It was insane. Like, what a fucking psychopathic idea. But like part of me enjoyed that, you know, when I had more energy. My mom and I went to a Black Friday sale for a Nintendo Wii because if I remember correctly, the Nintendo Wii launched around the same time as Black Friday. So yeah, I just remember it was November. So like
it was November 13th of 2006, I believe.
How do you know that? Hold on, if you're right, Alexa, when did the Nintendo Wii come out? You were so close. November 19th, 2006. It's pretty good. All I knew was 2006.
I was so ungodly close.
Very nice. Well, I guess I knew November too, but yeah, you were way closer. Good job. Anyway, but I just remember standing in line, and there was over 60 people because we were 63rd, and they had 69 of them.
Nice.
I know, right? Yeah. Thanks, Best Buy on Alpine. Alpine Avenue.
You know why I was close on that is because there was a South Park episode about that.
There would be. And
I recently rewatched that. Cartman cryogenically froze himself so he could get the Nintendo Wii. Or attempted to cryogenically freeze himself, as most fourth graders would do. Also, if you want a real deconstruction of like how black culture or how
whoa
how Black Friday culture was in America. Please cancel me in the comments for that. No, how Black Friday culture is there's a trilogy of episodes in
Is there a
South Park.
Oh, there would be.
But
Bex, are you positive?
Hmm?
Are you HIV positive?
God. No,
getting that audio, dude.
I'm not HIV positive on that. Oh, Jesus Christ. That fucking reference is a deep
I
dive
watch that
there.
episode so bad, bro.
It's so fucking hilarious. But there's a nice little trilogy where Randy kind of gets a job at the mall so he can get a little shoe in to the Black Friday. It was called the Black Friday Bundle for the PS3 back in the day.
God, yes.
And then like Microsoft and Sony were fighting with each other over like what could be the best bundle for this, and it's like it was a great trilogy of
episodes. If y'all
episodes.
mad that we're not talking about Chainsaw Man yet, remember that Power is officially based off of Cartman, so this is in fact on topic.
I cannot believe that is a thing.
I see it.
It so fits.
You have
disgusting,
the volumes, right?
Revolting cesspool of a human.
You do have the volumes, right?
I do.
The Chainsaw Man volumes? Dude.
I do. Every single one of them.
So volume 3, at the back, there's like little things about, it says all about power. Do you remember this part, or do you gotta go look?
I gotta go into the other room.
Okay, go to volume. Oh, would that take too long?
Hat for about 3 seconds while I walk 25 feet.
Hap, 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 happity hap, 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 happity hap, 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 hop, a hippity hap, a dip doop dop doobity doo. I could say anything right now, and Vex wouldn't even know. I could give up his social security card. I've made that joke before. That's boring. And 356 is the end of Vex's social security card number.
You are so far off.
Damn it.
And I had my headphones on the entire time, by the way.
Okay.
So volume 3, you said that's
volume 3, the one with dead woman walking on it, and
a dead woman walking. The back of the volume.
Okay, so it says all about power. Okay, so you're going through and there's like it's all these things. She's a pathological liar. She's a show off. And then you flip the page. She's a racist.
The human race deserves to be destroyed. They're all liars.
Okay, but it's much funnier before you read that. Oh, you're going to say she's right?
No, she's not wrong.
Okay. So, but ignoring what's actually there, right? Because the human race. Okay. So she's a racist against humans because she's a devil. That's funny. But before I read the text, I just saw she's a racist, and I about shat myself. I was like, what? I was waiting for it to because power would be. I don't give a fuck. She's a racist, and then she's like, the Jews control a lot of banks. Power, no, you can't say that.
Power, lower your hand about 10 degrees, please.
Power's like, Hitler had a point. Okay, I'm done. Whew, disclaimer. No, he didn't. This is all a joke.
Well, we both got canceled in one episode.
Oh God, that's just so funny. She's a racist. You guys don't know what I'm talking. If you don't have volume 3, you don't understand. It's like there's separate. It's like going through a list of things about power, and then there's a big panel that says she's a racist.
So one more aside before we get into the chapter. Red, what is the weirdest subreddit you're in?
Ooh, I like this aside. Let me go to the Reddit right now. Okay.
I will say a lot about myself in this one.
I'm gonna be very called out, right? I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot about myself here. God damn it! How do I get to my list of Reddits again?
The left-hand side, the 3 arrows or the 3 lines.
I'll read you all of them. Ooh, that'll take a while.
No, I'm not reading all of mine.
All right, well, I'm going to. You're gonna get every single one. r/AMV, r/ApeEscape, r/BStars. I'm gonna stop saying r/ now. Black Mirror, Bleach, Bo Burnham, Chainsaw Man, Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, Democratic Socialism, DHMIS. That's Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Mm-hmm. Doctor Who, Dorohedoro, Dr. Stone, Edits. That's like anime edits and shit. Mm-hmm. Fire Brigade. That's the Fire Force one. Gorillas, Grand Rapids. That's where we live. Gravity Falls, Hanako-kun, Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Brothel. That's the porn subreddit for Has-Been Hotel. Huge Dick Hentai. That's Huge Dick Hentai.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter. I'm getting there. We're at the H. Infinity Train. Interesting as fuck. Dreg. That's a YouTuber I follow. Komi-san. Koro Sensei. That's the Assassination Classroom one. Kotaro Lives Alone. That's a series that Allie made me watch once, and she likes fan art of it, so I like to send her fan art to make her happy. Mm-hmm. Late Stage Capitalism. Meme Piece. That's a meme subreddit for One Piece. Mob Psycho 100, Nagataro, Netorare. I never know how to pronounce it. It's the NTR tag in hentai. We love it. Omori, One Piece, One Punch Man, Osumatsu, another show that Allie really likes about sextuplets. Yeah. Over the Garden Wall, Rick and Morty, Ruby NSFW. We love that one. For whatever reason, the Ruby community is very good at drawing lewds, and most of them are
anatomically correct porn.
True, and they're also very, very Futanari happy over there.
I kind of like it.
The Attack on Titan subreddit, Sluttune, which is the Splatoon porn subreddit, Soul Eater, Splatoon, I am almost done, Stardust Crusaders, which is the JoJo subreddit, Last Airbender, Promise Neverland, I don't know why I'm still in that, Tobuscus, I don't know why I'm still in that.
Let's unfollow that one right now live on the air.
Undertale and Wander Over Yonder.
Okay,
so
while you unfollow
huge dick hentai, I would guess. Hold on, I'm talking to you. I would guess huge dick hentai, or Neterer probably.
So for me, it's emo trap porn.
Really? Oh, so it would be specifically emo hentai girls, except they're not girls, but they're guys. Nice. That's very gay and progressive of you.
Or there is one other one, and I'm really calling myself out here. Do I want to say this time on the air? How far into the video are? Well, this is age gated as fuck for my opening. So it's called Repressed Gone Wild.
Explain. As I Google it.
So Repressed Gone Wild is girls that liberate themselves from their repressive cultures and do all sorts of like porn. So you have like
repressed
Iranian girls.
Is it repressed / oppressed girls gone wild? That one there?
Yeah. So like Iranian porn.
Oh shit, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah. Like fuck the Sharia law and all that kind of shit. I found out about that one.
My God. Sorry, I just looked at the top rated of all time. Wow. She is shaved. That's like a cartoonishly perfect ass and pussy. Like it's so shaved that her skin doesn't even look real, but the pussy, that is, wow. Tiny Arab baby. Whoa. Why is that your name? That sounds sus. It's very clearly not a baby. This is a well-endowed woman. Oh, damn. I used to wear a hijab until I was 20. Even when I was hijab, I loved anal. And now I love wearing a hijab while I fuck my asshole. Very nice.
So,
careful, they'll kill you.
So for context, for those who don't listen to a certain podcast, I learned about this by a comedian group called Stiff Socks.
Damn.
And recently, Trevor Wallace, one of the comedians that is one of the hosts, was here in Grand Rapids, and he talked about that subreddit at length in his set.
No, I can see why that would be a likable subreddit, right? Because it's like, I'll be honest, with porn and stuff like that, to me, what makes a porn hot, and people meme about this, but I really do need like some semblance of story or context. You know, you can see a million girls fucking themselves, but like when there's plot behind it, like, oh my God, they're like secretly fucking in the closet because they're trying to not let the husband find out. That's hotter. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes.
They're fucking in the ear because they don't want Jesus to cry.
Sure, but so like. This whole oh my God, yeah, geez, there's some hot shit.
I gave Red a new subreddit, didn't I?
Yeah, because like the idea of like, I've always been into like I've been holding back my whole life, and because people like that have been holding back their whole lives are going to be the horniest people. So yeah, we love it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, should we move on to Chainsaw Man?
Well, I mean, I think oppression is kind of going to be a bit of the nice little subtext here for this arc moving forward.
14:15. Welcome back, people that clicked the timestamp that I put in the chat or in the comments. Okay, but you're missing out. I'm telling you, if you click the timestamp, we got some delicious off-topic conversations. We talked about a beautiful pussy that I found on a subreddit. All right, so
I've been holding on to that joke or that opener for like a week now.
Fantastic. So Chainsaw Man, because this is people clicked the thing, so we got to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna get the chapter up on my phone. So Fujimoto blessed us with a like 7 or 8 extra pages here today for Thanksgiving, because it looks like him and maybe, I don't know, are all the mangaka going on break, or is it just so happen that him and Oda are both on break next week?
I think it's just them. I will double check.
Let's click on. Oh, I got it. I'll click on. I don't know. Is there like a Black Clover somewhere I can click on? Or let's see. My Hero Academia is. My Hero Academia. Do you have a chapter next week? Yes, it does. Okay, so maybe it is just them.
Yeah, because Cypher Academy is also back. That's a really good series.
Damn, Fujimoto and Oda, bro. I'm gonna have nothing to. Well, actually, no. Togashi will probably have a chapter out. Remember when Rory Dragon was a thing? I just clicked on that. It's just 6 chapters.
Anyway, I'm sad.
I believe it's got to come back, surely, right? Didn't it sell like crazy? Like they got to be like, I have to imagine that the fucking the magazine editor, like the magazine like editors and shit are at his door like, open up, you have something we want, suck it up.
Give us more money, make us more money.
Anyway, okay, so the chapter, we start off. Okay, so let's start off with the girl with the wacky earrings that we thought was one of the 4 horsemen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we were off the mark on that one. I think that maybe she is the Justice Devil, because we had the line from the last chapter where Yuko was like, hey, the Justice Devil is at our school making deals with a lot of motherfuckers at our school. Don't make a deal with her, right? And the only reason that I'm not even just believing that because that's what Yuko said, but then we have this guy who is most likely the fake Chainsaw Man from last chapter. And the only way that I could see that making sense is we learn that the Justice Devil gives you powers based off of what your sense of justice is. So maybe this guy was a huge Chainsaw Man fanboy. He made a contract with the Justice Devil because he wanted to be Chainsaw Man, because he's like, yeah, my sense of justice is to be like exactly like Chainsaw Man. But you know how fanboys are. They misinterpret their heroes, right? Admiration is the furthest thing from understanding. One of the best Bleach quotes from Sasuke Aizen himself. So my official theory, and then I'll let you talk for a bit, is that this guy was a Chainsaw Man fanboy. He made a contract with a creepy eye girl here that's just sitting right in the fucking club. I thought she'd be more hidden, but no, she's just chilling with the club. Made a contract to basically be another Chainsaw Man, but he's going to be going around doing shit way differently from Denji. And of course now we have wacky hijinks where they think he's actual Chainsaw Man, and the person they're trying to kill fake Chainsaw Man is real Chainsaw Man. So go ahead. that's my thoughts.
Oh, you have a distinct possibility there. So before we filmed this, I filmed a podcast with the mods over on the main channel.
Speaking of that, can you put this channel in the channel section on our main channel? I noticed that it wasn't in there when I was checking around.
Yeah, I need to update that, and I need to do a little bit behind the scenes cleanup on that as well. But yes, I will do that. Right. Pester me until I do that.
Gotcha.
So I was talking a bit about like death in this latest podcast, which is the season finale. And Red, you know a bit more about how the analytics and shit work for that kind of end of things, so I won't bore the viewers with that. But basically, like when you put a podcast up on an audio format, you can choose like this is a seasons, and then obviously I want you in the next one because it'll be the State of Shonen Jump for the next year as our season premiere, because we said we would do it at the end of the year. Just happens to coincide with my hiatus. But I was talking about death, and I said like the death of Makima has kind of like been the one massive thing that has. And I'll get to...
It definitely shaked up the series. Is what you're going to say, that it had a lot of implications on the series?
On both the series and on Denji as a character.
Oh, yeah.
Because you see how broken he is in this chapter. Like, you see, like, how down and depressed he still is after having to consume what is basically his mentor. And to the point where, like, he's selling cigarettes on the side of the street to a bum.
Yeah, still poor. Can't figure out a way to make money. Although, before you get into your other stuff, I asked you a direct question. I was very curious on your thoughts on my theory. I'm not just talking to hear you talk.
No. I'm going to get to that. Oh, okay, I'm going to get to that here because it ties into that.
All right.
I think that the Justice Devil as a whole, like this character of the Justice Devil, is going to be this massive... And I talked to Luke about this before we even filmed that. Like, I think this Justice Devil is going to be like the recurring character in this arc. And I think
like the new Makima figure.
The new Makima figure,
Oh,
the one pulling the strings from behind the curtain. I don't think we're going to be rid of that until the end of this arc. And I think this fake Sawman is definitely like a personification or a version of the Justice Devil. And he thinks that the reason he's taken on like this Chainsaw Man form is because he thought that Chainsaw Man was the perfect form of justice here.
Now, do you think that this is a kid who made a contract with the Justice Devil, or
I think it is a kid that made a contract with the Justice Devil, and I think it's mostly because we keep hearing like, don't make a contract with him.
Yeah, don't make a contract. We need a story example of what happens when you do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Yuko. And Yuko, the other kid / teacher, that the whole thing, like you see how the Justice Devil corrupts absolutely, just because you can't really. That's why we have a system here in America. As broken as it is, we have a system here in America of the justice system where, like, you not only are judged by the judge themselves, but by a jury of your peers. That way you have this two-factor system. Doesn't always pan out the way we want it to, but it's a way that
better than nothing, I guess.
It's better than, like, a normal person, you know, being convicted by a corrupt judge. And
better than just, hey, I'm the judge, jury, and executioner, right? Better than just, hey, I'm one guy and I'm the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yep, basically. Yeah. Like, they're taking Tom over there out back and they're filling their back of their head full of lead because the judge that took a fucking 50,000 peso bribe, you know.
Or the judge looked at you and was like, don't like the vibes, guilty.
Right. So having that two-factor system here definitely gives a little bit of brevity to it. But, you know, absolute justice can corrupt. And you see, you know, time and time again how that happens, especially in our law enforcement. But no, like I really think that that's going to be our recurring villain here, and it's just going to be more and more people that have contracted with the Justice Devil until we take the Justice Devil out. I like
that idea a lot. I didn't even think about that, but I totally agree, especially given how I love how they draw her, and I love her design here with the hat. Like this panel, I love it. The panel on page 3. I just, the upper left corner, I just love her with her earrings and the hat. And immediately, like, you can tell that Fujimoto's trying very hard to, like, make her the most visually striking character on the page.
Exactly.
And, like you said, she's, like, kind of in the background. You know what I mean? Like Asa notices her because it's like, oh, it's you. But she's not doing any of the talking. She's just there. So it, like, really matches this, like, hey, I'm a slinking, mysterious figure in the background, but I am actually the real ringleader of this, you know?
Absolutely.
Also, this fake Sawman guy is a real fucking dick. You can just tell from, like, his mannerisms and shit. He's a fucking asshole. I hate him already.
Oh, yeah. The subreddit is being exactly what they're calling the anime-onlys out for by dogpiling on, like, I want this character dead next chapter.
But I do, I mean, you feel me, right? He's clearly a prick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But, like, it's the same way that they're treating Himeno in the anime.
I'm sorry. What did she do? Groom a kid? Oh, wait.
and they're doing the same thing to, like, Kobani. It's like anime onlys are just, like, not allowing a character to have a chance to have any development on screen.
Yeah, very impatient motherfuckers. No, I really, the fucking, oh no, Kobani sounds a little annoying drama. That shit was wild. I was like, yeah, dude, she's a stuttering, anxious mess. That's why we love her. If you can't love Kobani through then you're not a true Kobani stan, and you never were. Leave. Okay, we love her through her stuttering, and I'm pretty sure it's been a while, but, like, I feel like during the, like, whole Burger King arc that she had, wasn't it, like, established that's like a real tick she has where she like actually stutters when she's nervous. So, like, you know, fuck you guys. Like that.
Yeah, it's I get that, like, the on audio form.
Yeah,
right.
Like, you know,
it's a little bit more jarring, but that's the point.
Yeah. Like, that's what makes her unique. Like,
I sometimes do that.
Oh yeah, you know? And that's what makes her unique as a character, because, like, I've never seen a character that's, like, that stressed visually and like audio. You know what I mean? It's never. I've never seen it that, like, I don't know, like, harped on. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like, she is the quintessential stressed anime girl.
Right, and I've loved that about her as like a character quirk. It is so refreshing to see something like that.
And I want to protect my instincts again.
But yeah, So that's just my theory for the Justice Level as a whole.
No, I think you're totally right.
There's one other thing I really want to get to here before I forget. And I could just be big stupid because I've slept for 4 hours, and as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm going into hibernation mode. But when the school was attacked, right? It didn't seem like it was that fucked up aside from the one wall. It looks like it's a pile of rubble now.
Oh, you forgot, brother. Go back. There's a shot where she swipes the entire right after she turns big.
Okay, let me go back. What, 2 chapters ago?
I will find it. Hold on. Let's see here. I believe it would probably be like 110. Yeah.
Okay.
No, go to 109.
109. Okay.
Yep, it's 109. Page
yeah, it
2 and
is.
3.
It is like completely fucked. You are right. Okay,
yeah, she swipes and like gets rid of the entire upper level of it.
Okay. So that scene makes a little bit more sense visually now. Okay.
Oh, I totally get it, man. I miss shit all the time like that.
Okay. So yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. I was like, what the fuck? Did it just collapse off screen? No, it got done on there. Okay. Okay. So we're good. My brain.
Oh no, I understand, man. I'm texting my dad right now because if I ignore him, he'll be sad.
Okay. So the other like big moment for me in this, and I think it is going to be very, very important. Obviously we have one moment we'll talk at the end, but I want to talk about the funding.
Boy, you quit your typing right now.
I'm going through the page here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
So we see Denji selling the cigarettes, right?
Yeah, I can't believe he's still that poor. That's crazy. And
right.
like he does mention the whole like rule, like, hey, you can't have a job and school, and that I believe that is a Japanese thing. I don't know if it's been changed by now, but I've heard that in other anime before, which is fucked up, right? Like, what a fucked up rule. Because I understand that like Japanese, like Japan, they take schooling really, really seriously. So the idea is like, oh, we want you fully focused on your school, but like, what about people that are poor? Like, that's fucked up.
Exactly. So.
Maybe they have some sort of like government assistance over there that we don't have in America. I don't know, but yeah.
So that was the thing I was getting at. Like, you would think after Kishibe had handed off a literal fucking child.
Yeah, his ass ain't getting no child support.
He would have some sort of like stipend from the Devil Hunters Association. And he has like what?
10 dogs?
10 dogs, 2 cats, you know.
No, he doesn't. Does he have cat? Oh yeah, he took the cat. Did he take that cat that he saved?
I would assume he has that and Power's cat, Meowie.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, dude. This made no wonder. Maybe he does get like a government check, but he just blows it all on dog food. He's got to get like 100 fucking pounds of dog food a week.
Right. So you would have that, but you would also have to take care of a literal fucking child.
Yeah, right? I bet Nyatu can take care of herself.
So why the fuck? Right. Yeah. Why the fuck is he out here selling cigarettes on the side of the road to a homeless person?
On dumb shit. Like maybe if he does get money, he's like one of those. I could see Denji like gambling it all away or something.
But you would think Kishibe would step in at that point, right?
To help take care of the How much do you think Kishibe gives a shit? He's like,
but his entire point was to not let Nyata turn into another form of Makima. So he would want to at least make sure that Nyata was taken care of personally.
Hypothetical thought. Maybe Octopus Boy, maybe like the organization, quote unquote, that he's working for is something that Kishibe set up to keep an eye on Denji.
That could be.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just going to say that is a possibility. Because you're right, Kishibe probably should care a little bit more. But maybe the idea is like, well, I don't want him to think that I'm like helicopter parenting him, so I'll have one of his like classmates do it.
That could be. Yeah. But like that was just something that went through my mind this entire scene here.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, I mean, like he is so broken. He's one of those, and it's so real, right? And it's something that I think Fujimoto would do, right? Is like there's a lot of examples that show like you give a homeless person millions of dollars and they're going to end up right back homeless, and that's not their fault. It's like.
It's the only life that they've known.
Exactly. If you don't help them, if you don't give them a little like here's how to spend money, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly.
It's like when there's a study shown that like if you gamble away on the lottery and win big, like you win like the jackpot, right? Mm-hmm. The same thing if like you win on slots or anything like that. you're more predisposed for bankruptcy than anybody else who would get that.
That's one of the reasons why if I ever got that much money, like even though I would probably have to pay this person like 15-20% of my winnings, I would immediately hire like the best personal finance guy. Like I would hire a whole ass motherfucker. Like, yeah, I'll give you like 20% of this if you just tell me exactly what to do, exactly what to invest this in, so I never have to work a day in my life again. Like that's worth it to me.
Oh yeah, it definitely is worth it to you. Like, and I say this with like full certainty. See, remember when the well, I guess it's not even an outlier anymore. But remember the first time where I was working retail and the fucking Powerball was like,
oh, dude, it happened again recently. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said it's not even an outlier anymore, but it was like $1 billion. And there were motherfuckers lining up outside my gas station.
I do remember that.
Around the fucking block.
That was when I was driving you to work like every day. That shit was awful. I don't blame you. Obviously, you didn't have a way to drive, but I fucking hated that so much. Because I would drive you there, and then I would have to drive myself to work. But then it would always be a fucking traffic jam on the way back.
Yep.
God.
It was a nightmare because, like, where I live, at that point was, and I hate using this term, it was technically the ghetto, you know? So it was people trying to dig themselves out of a hole so really deep.
Sad. There's a comedian that I follow that's like the lottery is just a tax on stupid people, you know.
Oh yeah, it is,
and it's unfortunate because like just statistically, like you know. Either way, we're diving off topic a little bit, but yeah, Denji does strike me as the type that would buy scratch-off tickets like every day.
Yeah, like it was just people that were trying to dig themselves out of a hole that they didn't get themselves into, that they were born into, basically, because they were kind of set up for failure. And I felt bad, but at the same time, like you have the same odds on one ticket as you have on the literal $1,000 you're handing me. You're handing me your life savings.
All right, so back to Chainsaw Man though. Unless you had more to say about that,
But that's the type of person I do see Denji being, and it's depressing to think about. Like now that you brought that up, like he wants to better himself because he's only known poverty.
Yeah, and like clearly, you know, this government job is. I don't even know if he still works for the government, to be honest with you. We should, yeah, but like, he's not getting paid well, clearly, or he's just that much of an idiot with his money. But I can't imagine, right? Because we saw with Octopus Boy, he literally made him pay for his food, so he's definitely not got money.
He's not poor,
not
but
too
he's
poor
not
to exist, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, he's in the same level that you and I are at. You know,
I ain't selling cigarettes on the street, but maybe.
But I mean, like financially, he has enough to exist, but not enough to be sitting in a penthouse like Makima.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I'll have to see. I hope they're going more into that. I was scrolling through just to remember things I wanted to mention. Another thing that makes it very clear that this isn't one of the Four Horsemen is that Yoru specifically is like, I don't know who that is. So yeah, it probably is the Justice Devil.
Yep.
Okay, moving on.
Let's just get the elephant in the room here. The date.
It's happening. I'm so excited, dude. Okay, I saw a tweet that fucking killed me. It was something like this ending bit here, and it's like, oh, my boy Denji folded so quickly.
He did. He folded incredibly quickly.
My poor baby. Also, I'm not sure if like he's changed his art style or the way he draws Denji, but Denji looks a lot taller in these panels.
I think it's perspective.
Maybe.
On this.
Yeah.
Because he's on the one where he's selling to the homeless person himself on that page. He's like at a sloped angle there.
Mm.
And then you have him fading away.
But yeah, the way he draws Denji in these chapters though, like it's so, I love what Fujimoto's doing by changing the perspective. Because like, for the most part, I mean, we've had a couple chapters where it's like Denji's perspective and when he's talking, but like for the most part the perspective is from Asa, and like reading this from Asa's perspective, Denji does come off as like kind of a freak, right? And like to the point where like there's a moment here where I'm like, they're in an alley, he's making all these creepy faces, he looks, you know for a fact this man does not brush his teeth, he's unhygienic, yeah, you know, I just get the stinky ass vibes from him, right? And like I just like if I was her, I'd feel a little unsafe because he looks kind of crazy, and like clearly he's a massive incel, you know. And again, I'm not even trying to, you know, I'm not trying to retread shit I've been saying, but like Denji just, I don't know, man. He looks so creepy and like grungy. He reminds me of like Dobby from like My Hero Academia, like same vibes, like, you know, the tired, I know he's got like a burned ass face, but like tired eyes and like, really, you're gonna date me? And you know, he's like yelling at this girl. It's just, I don't know, man, it's interesting. The perspective change makes Denji look like a creeper in an alley, even though he was our main character for like 100 chapters, you know?
Oh yeah, and it's the shocking part. Like, we've shifted the perspective from the point of view of Denji to Asa to the point where, like, she's not the most well versed either here. You can see that she
in what?
And like people skills in general.
For sure, yeah.
So it's two people that are like socially inept, and an alley where one is like one day away from going to r/incel,
and the other one is currently about to murder him,
and the other one is like r/how to kill someone.
That's so funny. Also, in terms of like Asa, I have to say, I think he's done such a good job at like characterizing her. I fucking adore her. Like, I actually think I might like her more than Denji as a main character, and that might be controversial, but what's your thoughts on that, first of all?
I'm 50-50. I see where you're coming from, 100%, because she is the more socially approachable character. She has the more going for her currently. You know, she had, and I think it might be because we've had this perspective shift that has swayed you a bit.
Could be, yeah.
Because you're currently following her story and you're more invested in her story. And you couldn't give less of a fuck about Denji at the moment because Denji has been put into like the deuteragonist perspective.
True. I will also say there is a moment in this chapter that makes her extra likable to me, and it's so on the page 25, lower left-hand corner. Love the face she makes. There's this face that she's like prepping herself to say this thing that she does not want to say. You know what I mean? She's like, it's like a fake smile. It's like I can't believe I'm really doing this. But like that face, I love that face she makes. She's just like, do you want to date me? She's, you know, and I love that because like you get the vibe that this is a girl, you know, who's probably been. She is unpopular, but, you know, just due to the fact that she is a girl, she's probably been asked on plenty of dates before, and
nobody's actually followed through that. She's got ghosted.
Let me clarify. She strikes me as the type who would not be interested in dating. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably said no to all of them, and most of the people that asked her were probably, like, loser creeps like Denji, because, you know, she's not popular enough to have like popular dudes ask her, right? That'd be my vibe. So I don't think, I get the vibe that she's never asked anyone else on a date before. So she's like, okay, I gotta do this, and she's like well aware of the fact that like she's got the womanly charm thing, because, you know, she can wrap this guy around her fingers easy. So she's like, fuck, I have to do this now. I read so many emotions from that one panel, and I fucking love it.
I feel like it's a little bit of what you said, but a little bit of like it's toxic as hell, but I don't know if you had this when you were going to school. Like, the preppy kids would ask the least popular person on the fucking in the entire school out on a date as a joke, and then they would ghost them, and they would show up to this place. They come back to school the next day all depressed, and you know, did you have that?
I'm sure that happened. I was never in any circles where I heard about that. But I will say real quick, I don't think that does not strike me as something Asa would do. She is in the loser club. Yeah.
I figured she was the loser that they asked out on the
date. Oh, you're probably right. Absolutely. I definitely see that.
So yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get. So it's like she's now kind of becoming the thing that she hates, but not to ghost him, to murder him. You know.
And talking more about it, this is a good segue to the part. I think it's another one of like Fujimoto's really, really good writing. Like one of his really good writing kind of standing out here. It reminds me a bit of the Makima Denji movie theater chapter and stuff, but like the way that he describes these ideas, it's so human and easy to understand. It's like the antithesis of like the Naruto cringe dialogue that I always make fun of. You know how everyone in Naruto speaks like a Shakespearean, like, but you don't understand the hatred in my heart, right? So you have this dialogue that I fucking adore where she's like, okay, you know, Yoru's like, all right, you don't want to kill a cat to make a weapon out of it, but you know, but you know, if you kill like a criminal, you'd feel too good about it, So the guilt wouldn't make a good weapon. So you have to find like something in between a cat and a criminal, and that's kind of like the running theme for the chapter. Is like, okay, what's between a cat and a criminal? And
an incel.
Yeah, facts. Exactly. You know, she sees Denji and she's like, all right, well, he's kind of a piece of shit, but I still would feel guilty killing him. So it's like a perfect middle ground of like, okay, the guilt of like killing another human. You know, because this isn't like a death row criminal, because you would have almost no guilt doing that. And I love that moment where Asa's like, yeah, dude, I'll just kill like a criminal on death row. And then Yoru's like, that's not how that works. And like, I was like, yeah, girl, have you not been paying attention? But like, yeah, so Denji's perfect because it is like someone that she knows, she can kind of like rationalize in her head, like, okay, the world probably would be better without him, but it's gonna feel real weird killing a guy. You know what I mean? So like, that would probably make a mid-range weapon. Go ahead.
Yeah, like that's something that really stuck with me. I'm like, she would feel bad because not only is it like another human being, he's not really done anything wrong.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't deserve to be killed. He hasn't done anything like worthy of death. Yeah.
Other than being a creep, you know, but that's not a crime.
I wouldn't say that's worthy of death. Yeah.
You know, being a creep isn't that. It's just you have no social skills. You have no personality.
Yeah. And it's extra sad because we know that it's not really his fault because of his shitty upbringing. And I hope that as they, going forward, when they do their little date, I feel like the guilt will pile on more and more as she like maybe, you know, I imagine the date will start out.
The dates in Fujimoto series are always like so heavy and so powerful.
Exactly, bro. The last date we had, well, because we had the Rize stuff, which was, you know, however I know you didn't like Rize as a character, but like those moments were great.
They were.
You know, the really heavy moments where it's like, didn't you go to school? And he's like, no, I didn't. She's like, fuck, dude. You know, like genuine moment where she felt kind of guilty for him or sad for him. And
she tried to though, like open up, like this is how you do math. This is how you do. Like it was powerful in its own right. I still hated her for existing.
Right. Fair enough. But I did want to say though, I can see the date kind of going. Like you know, the first couple pages, or maybe even the first chapter, probably the first couple pages, it'll be Denji kind of putting on his like macho facade, because that's what incel types do. So it'll start out with him being very like, hey girl, what's up? Want to come to my pad, hang out with my 10 dogs and my infant child, or my toddler, I guess. But as the chapter continues,
you're a parent.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that'll even pile on the guilt. I think actually that's a great point. I think that might be one of the segues into her feeling even more guilty about like, maybe I shouldn't kill this guy. As she's you know, she's not gonna know that Nayuta is a reincarnation of the control devil. She's gonna be like, oh my god, you're raising a kid? What the fuck? But I feel like I said, it's going to start out with Denji being super cringe, but it's going to like slowly transition into Denji actually kind of having a moment where he opens up to her about how the hardships he's been through, and she's going to be like, oh, fuck. And then, you know, Yoru's going to be like, all right, it's time to murder him. And then she's going to be like, and then Yoru's going to be like, god damn it, bitch, I swear to God. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, like that's one of those moments that will definitely be super heavy. Since we're like at the end of the chapter,
there is more to talk about. We hopped right to the end there, as you were saying.
How do you feel this date is going to go down?
I think I just told you. I think it's going to start off with. I think it's going to start off with him being very cringe and very like showboaty, like doing what he thinks is going to get like a girl to like him, and then she's going to be trying to just put up with it, like ha ha ha, you know, waiting for a good opportunity to like kill him or whatever. And then
that's what I was waiting for. Like, from her perspective.
I think from her perspective, she's going to be sitting there like trying to get to know him, because one, the more you get to know him, the more the guilt there'll be, the more powerful the weapon will be, right? So I think the date serves two functions, right? Function number one is more guilt. I get to know him more. That means more guilt. That means better weapon. But two, you know, if you date someone, he might invite you back. You might go to sleep together. Easier to kill, right? Stab that fucker in the back, slit his throat, whatever you got to do. Suffocate him with a pillow, for God's sake. Whatever, man.
Right. That's what I was getting at. I think because
actually, wait, hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, because I feel like I just got something wrong, and I don't want to get roasted in the comments. She might not even have to physically kill him. Like, does she just have to touch him and be like, turn into weapon? Like, I actually don't know how this works.
I think she'd have to kill him.
Yeah, because then otherwise the guilt, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
But at the same time, like, she did have to kill her uniform. That's the one like qualifier there. Like,
well, I mean, how do you kill a uniform?
Right, but like, you're right. Like, does it just activate on touch, or does it activate on
killing them just because you make them cease to exist by transforming them into a weapon, or do you physically have to like strangle the life out of them, and then they turn into a weapon. And that's actually interesting.
Right. That's something that hopefully. Well, I'm sure we'll see that. Yeah. I hope we don't see the death of Denji.
Can you imagine? No, probably not. I like I said, I have a feeling that it's gonna basically slowly she's gonna actually realize like, oh shit, we have a lot in common. You know, in terms of our tragic backstories and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Star-crossed lovers kind of thing.
I don't think it's gonna be a love thing. I feel this is normally I'm shipping trash, and like, you know, you give me a male and a female in the same room, I'm like, yes, ship them. But like in Chainsaw Man, you know, it's something about when women are written with actual agency, it makes me not want to ship them with everybody. I'm like, no, wait, this is a woman.
It's weird, isn't it?
She has an actual
human.
Exactly. She has an actual character, so I'm like, she does not. I don't want her to have to put up with Denji.
I think they're cute together.
Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. She deserves so much better than Denji.
She does. But no, like, I shipped her and Yuko more. You know,
absolutely, and I'm still coping with Yuko. Okay, I'm coping that somehow, maybe. Just saying.
But no, the thing that I was seeing the state going. The reason I brought that up is like, because this isn't in just the main Shonen Jump magazine, it could go a lot darker too.
Yes.
It could devolve into full Fire Punch territory.
God, maybe.
And that's something that I've been bringing up for a while now, because I would eventually like to my own fucking detriment, go back and read that series with you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't mind. See, I do want to stream that with you, too. I'll be honest, dude. I don't know if I ever want to go back to that house. Living in it for 2 months got me, like, PTSD, deadass.
I feel you there. But I also don't want to bring my whole ass PC.
Exactly. Maybe I could put up with it. It's just like everything about that place sucks. I go in there for like 2 seconds and then I reek of cigarettes. You know, I go in there for 2 seconds and I can't breathe. My allergies go hard. Your mom just says some weird shit and tries to harass me with it. Not harass in a bad way, but like, all right, how you doing? And I'm like, not that she's not super nice, but it's like, oh God,
Yeah, no. I get it.
But,
so
maybe I could probably suck it up because I did enjoy reading Fire Punch with you.
We could also, like, if you would suck it up and download Discord on your PC, we could also stream it through Discord.
Oh, yeah. For that, I will, for sure.
That way you don't have to come back here.
Hell yeah.
And then,
I will do that. I will definitely do that. Just remind me.
But the reason I bring that up is because it not being in Shonen Jump proper, it could go that whole dark,
Yeah.
Maybe it gets a little sussy vibes, in the bedroom.
Sussy and what? Oh, like what? Like full sex scene type shit?
It could go that way, or it could be...
Denji does still need to get laid. He hasn't gotten laid yet.
I keep saying he subscribes to r/incel, so...
Probably.
It could go that route.
Did you see the thing that I retweeted? It was Fem Denji.
Oh, God.
Well... There was a term in the thing that I retweeted, and it was a term that I had never heard of before, and I had to Google what it was. I was pretty sure what it was, but I was like, let me double check this. So it's Fem Denji, and it's like the scene where he's leaning, and it says, I want to feel some big, heavy naturals.
Oh, God.
Do you know what that is?
That sounds familiar.
So there's a fucking subreddit called Heavy Naturals, and it's basically like, the titties that like are not anime.
Oh God, like your H cups and above. Oh.
Yeah, so like not anime titties where they're like perky and like defying gravity, but like real titties where they like go off to the side and like sink downwards. It's just but it's really good. I love the idea of Fem Denji, like just an absolute femcel. Somehow it's less cringe when a female is an incel. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Oh my God! I'm looking at the fan art now, like, because on.
Oh, did you find it on my page?
Yeah, on mobile it just showed like, you crop over to the left and you just see like, Fem Denji and the suit shirt and dress pants.
I like that I like that Fem Denji is like a lesbian too. Like they didn't make her, because like when I saw because I'm thinking I see Fem Denji and I'm like, oh, by the way, I guess I should probably shout out the artist. It's at LAVLIS_TWI. Lavlis. I don't know. Either way, I saw Fem Denji and I assumed that they would change it to like, oh, I want to touch a cock, or I don't know, but I was like,
I want a big meaty cock.
Can you imagine? maybe more, I don't know, feminine gaze. Maybe it'd be more like, oh, I want to touch some big pec muscles. No, that's not even the feminine gaze. Baby, what would fem Denji? Allie is here, by the way. What would feminine Denji? The scene where he's like, I want to touch some tits. What would a fem Denji want to touch? Do you think a fem like imagine they're straight, like they're not lesbian. They want to get some guys. What would they want? You think? She's thinking. Should I put her on the spot? Please. Okay. You tell me when you think. We'll continue the video. You think on that. Continue.
No, but like I could see it going down even because we've seen how dark Fujimoto could get. I was saying like it could go to a non-consensual route there, and he would try to.
Here's the thing. If that ever happens, Denji as a character is like ruined, and I could see if any author's gonna do it, it'd be him. But like
right.
you do walk a dangerous path, right? Because surely there's people that have gotten like Denji tattoos and cosplayed as Denji, and if all of a sudden retroactively you make him like
it comes down it comes down to like I made my former main character a rapist,
Yeah, wasn't that like a thing with Eren where people were like, yeah, Eren Yeager, and then he's like a racist genocider, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, I said, like, when they brought up Attack on Titan, they literally made Eren Hitler. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, goodbye any future potential ad revenue for this video.
I will say, for Eren Yeager's sake, he had a couple better points than Hitler did. He was, he's still bad, but like, I feel like his motivation was a little better than Hitler's. Just playing devil's advocate there.
But like, you see the point I was getting at there.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just trying to, because like honestly, there are some points where I'm like, yeah, Eren. Honestly, some of those fuckers you killed did deserve to die. Whereas like,
everybody in the world of Attack on Titan was a grade of a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Except for Sasha, who was a pure innocent angel and deserved nothing of what happened to her. Did you figure out what Fem Denji would want to touch yet? Oh, balls. Okay, Fem Denji would want to fondle a scrot, like a ball sack.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But no, like it comes down to like how much does Shonen Jump want to protect the Chainsaw Man brand, because they have put a.
Well, it also comes down to number one, does Fujimoto even want to do that, right? Because
right.
I'll be honest with you, I do think Fujimoto has reached Oda Togashi status where if he really wanted to, he could say fuck you and just do it, right? So it's like, how much does Fujimoto want to go in that direction? And if he does, is he willing to say, go against the advice of the editors and be like, no, I'm going to do it. And they're like, okay, Godspeed,
Yeah, well, you see how much they have put into marketing and merchandising and everything for this arguably infant series. It's still in its infancy. It's like, 112 chapters now at the time of recording this. Would he want to risk potential end of series early because he's turned the former MC, somebody that so many people have loved, into a monster?
I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't see.
No.
I think we'll see some fucked up shit from Denji. I don't think it's gonna get that fucked up.
I don't think it would get that fucked up. I'm just talking to like sake of conversation there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How far?
I do have more stuff I want to talk about in the chapter. Whenever if you're looking for things to talk about, but continue what you're saying.
I was just like, how far would he push the bar in this date, and how far would the date actually go, kind of thing.
I think he'll probably just be a little cringe. He might do some shit that like gets a little like. I could see him like, oh, sorry, I got a hiccup there. I could see him maybe like, Bazonga, can I touch your titties? And then her being like, no, that's bad.
Right. Because like the whole thing of like his goal was to touch tits. He's touched tits now.
Right. Well, yeah, you're right. He probably would want to. Maybe he's learned to like, I need to feel something for her before I touch her titties.
Right. Do I even like this person? Maybe he's grown in that regard.
I was going to say, I hope maybe in that department, the lessons from Makima have actually stuck. You know what I mean?
Maybe we'll see like the flashback to this date with Makima. Like, now see that you are more intimately attached to this person. It means more. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll want to, get to know her, see if he wants to continue dating her. And then we could go down to like Denji punches his V card route.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. All this talk of Denji doing something terrible, I actually think it's going to be the opposite. I think this is going to be the moment where Denji actually is pretty innocent, and he's going to be the one kind of getting betrayed by her because, like her goal is to kill him, right? So, like, I actually think this might be the moment because Denji, I think, more than anything, desperately wants to be loved. You know what I mean? Like, I saw a TikTok that was kind of going through this, and it was like, Like, the meme is like, Awooga, Denji, he just like me for real, because we were horny. But it's like, actually, like, with Denji, like the writing is, it's less he's like a horny guy and more like he's deeply, deeply empty as a person, and he tries to find solace in like sex, love, and women. You know what I mean? So like, I do genuinely think that like in this relationship, he will try to make it work. I'm sure he'll fumble because he's a fucking idiot, but like I do think that like he's genuinely gonna try to make like do his best, and like if she tries to give him some genuine advice, maybe he'll listen. Like I actually think that this might be the most, like, we might be now finally getting to see the mature side of Denji, because I think he does want something like this to work, because you kind of see it at the end of this chapter when he folds so quickly. As we said, he strikes me as almost like a, this is what Denji is, but like a docile little puppy dog. Like, the second that like a woman is like, date me, he's like, oh my god, really? You know what I mean? So like I actually do think that he might chill out a little bit, and we'll just have to see, can he, because an incel would too. An incel would react like this, where actually, I've been telling you, I've reading Call of the Night, the vampire one.
Yeah,
there was a plot line where there was this one like really tall girl who was like super self-conscious about how tall she was, and how she never got to feel like the subby wubby in that relationship. So like she's trying to like force a guy to date her, and she's doing the same thing where like he finally, just to shut her up, he's like, okay, I'll date you, and like for like the first day she's like, oh my god, I'm so happy, ooh woo, but then they're like, hold my hand, bitch, you know what I mean? So like I my worry would be, is Denji being docile because he's super happy now, but old habits die hard? Is he gonna like do some cringe shit in like 5 minutes? We'll have to see how much he's matured and learned. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's just one of those, like, we'll find out in 2 weeks, and then we'll have like a 3-chapter review at the end of the month.
For people, we didn't actually like specify this. So Vex is taking a break from Thanksgiving till Christmas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
perfect timing, because there is a break next week, so we won't have to miss this for too much. We'll have like an uber long extra, like 2 or 3 chapter long review, like Vex just said there. But yeah, I wanted to officially say that for people.
Yeah, I had mentioned I was going on hiatus, but I didn't
like
mention...
in the background, we didn't like say anything officially. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, at the beginning of the video, so I was going on hiatus, but I didn't say how long for.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a thing that people could have missed easily.
Yeah, for sure. And they probably skipped over because we put the timestamp at the beginning. But it also works out for you guys if you're fans of One Piece, because you said you've actually got that video filmed.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So in the intermedium, you will have content, because we have a 3-hour-long One Piece catch-up with me and Thurman. He's back. Oh, my God. Let's see here. I did have a couple more things to mention in this chapter here. I really like the conversation between Yoru and Asa.
So just to clarify, while you're doing that, is that going to be a weekly, a bi-weekly, or a monthly thing?
Probably monthly. It's just going to be whenever he's going to try to make his way over to my place once, maybe a month, or every 2 months, and then it's going to be kind of like how Andrew and I did JoJo. Like, we would film like big chunk reviews every 10 chapters or so. Like, whenever he makes his way around,
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, I really like this conversation that Asa and Yoru have on the stairs. Where, again, Fujimoto's been hammering it in every single chapter. Yoru has self-confidence issues. And we have this moment where Yoru is very honest, where they're like, well, I couldn't fight Chainsaw Man there because, like, I couldn't even beat Yuko myself. There's no way I'm beating Chainsaw Man. And then she's like, don't misunderstand. I am strong, obviously, but I need a strong weapon to beat him. And the first thing I thought of when I saw that was, like, is this a commentary on how war is nothing without weapons?
It definitely felt like that.
Or at least heavily weakened without weapons, right? Because like war without weapons is just a bunch of people fist fighting.
Right, and while dangerous, look to MMA.
Yeah. But
it's also one of those things, like, you're not going to really wage full-scale war without some sort of weapon, be it a spear, a sword, a gun.
Yeah, like, for being the war devil, she's been surprisingly weaker than I've expected, and maybe a lot of that is, how nerfed she is with nukes not existing anymore. But like,
well, I mean, look to us. Like, once we got nukes, how war stalled for a very, very long time, like the Cold War.
True. Yeah. But to be fair, war stalled for a long time because of fear of wars. You know what I mean? Like, it was the fear, because now with nukes, a big enough war means the end of everything.
Right.
So like, but either way though, like, I'll say it's kind of cool that like she's strong, but she's like conditionally strong. Like, she's as strong as the strongest weapon she can make. It's not, and like I said, I theorized in an earlier video, maybe that's why she needs like a partnership with a human, Maybe Barack Obama, like we said earlier. What was it like? The potential candidates range from Barack Obama to what again? A random teenage girl.
Yeah.
Either way, but maybe that's why she needs a partnership with a human. So someone that still can feel guilt, where she's probably like dead inside. So
right,
yeah,
because having a vessel of war, like look to how we recruit. For example, we take plucky teenage kids who want to impress women and put them in the middle of a third world country to get us oil.
Yeah. Or go to college for free.
Or, well, I mean, most of them do it for college, but, at the end of the day, they still commit atrocities in the name of that free college.
Of course.
Because America is completely fucked.
Also,
but, like, we take the most timid child and put them into those situations to where they can still feel something. They can feel the guilt and the guilt of taking another life.
That's
and
deep facts. Maybe that is what they're going for. Guilt fuels war, etc., etc.
Given Fujimoto's writing style, it definitely feels like it's a massive commentary on the act of war here.
Definitely, and the fact my favorite is the fact that like war and justice are going to be in conflict here. Like the war devil and the justice devil. Like what better fucking devils to have a conflict?
Is your crimes really justice, or is it fueling the fucking engine of capitalism here?
Dude, I still need capitalism, devil. I'm waiting. I could see it. I really could. Fujimoto's clearly, in certain ways, based.
That'll be part 3, where we meet famine, and nothing is more capitalistic driven than forced scarcity of crops.
Hell yeah. Burn them crops. Throw away them Subway breads. But let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about here? I really like this, just visually. I really like the page where it's page 11, where Yoru is just like evil smiling as she finally sees that she's broken Asa. Like, okay, now she's fucking ready, And I like that Fujimoto took his time with it. It wasn't just like Asa was like, oh, you need me to kill someone? I'm right on that. Like, she had to be pushed into that. And it's like, okay, well, I made a friend, and then she died, and like ever since I've been with you, trauma follows me even worse than it did before, so I need to fix my life, and like honestly it is kind of a good deal, because if Yoru really does leave her body when she's done with all this, that she genuinely, because remember, never forget, chapter 1, Asa dies horrifically, like dead, and so if she does this deal, she's basically like gotten a second life, like she had a 1-up, she's good, and if Yoru genuinely leaves her, I mean, like, I guess you have to live with the guilt of murdering someone. Honestly, it's fucked up. I would, I think, as sad as it would be, I think I'd kill the cat, I'll be honest. I feel like I'd be able to live with myself a little bit better. But then again, it's all about what gives you the most guilt. So, I don't know. But I guess I'd be like, is this enough guilt? There's a lot of guilt there, but not as much as if I killed a person.
Right, like it's definitely like one of those moments. Like, how far are you willing to take the concept of guilt there?
It's a catch-22 too, because like if you try to, it's like it's a foolproof system. You actually can't work your way around it, because if you try to kind of fool it, like, oh well, I'll kill this thing because I'll feel better about that than doing this thing, but then all of a sudden the system is like, oh well, you're gonna get a weaker weapon because you're not as guilty. It's like, fuck, you can't work your way around it. Yeah.
It's a unique power system that Fujimoto has written into this one.
Yeah, guilt-based power system. Love that. It almost, in a way, it reminds me a bit of Nen, in the sense that like it's a self-imposed restriction, but very focused on guilt specifically. Did you have any other commentary or thoughts?
I have one other, and it's like, since we have a 2-week break, and well, technically for us a month break, I want to end this off on, where do we think we're going to be by the time we return?
Like,
just so we have like a
massive... There's going to be probably, 2 or 3 chapters until we review it again?
Just so we have like a massive predictions here.
I think we're going to see the date. I think 2 options. Either we're going to jump right into the date, or Denji's going to go to his boy Yoshida. It's Yoshida, right? That's the octopus guy. I think he might go to Yoshida and be like, all right, bro, like, I scored the date with the fucking angry girl that called you a loser on the rooftop. Yeah, dude. Sick, man. And like, I think he might actually be like, all right, dude, give me some advice. Like, I know I was kind of clowning on you earlier, but I think I do want advice. And he's like, all right. So I would love to see Denji like ask his boy Yoshida for some advice. But I wonder, is that in his character? Because sometimes he seems like a little too overconfident. So, but I would love, maybe you could spin it like, oh my God, I've never gotten this far before. Like, I actually have a date now. I need advice. I don't know. So like either we see him ask for advice or we jump right into the date. I think the date will be chapter 1, and then leading into the next chapter after that, I think it'll be Denji actually like opening up, and she's kind of like learning, oh fuck, like he's actually a much more tragic figure than I thought. And then some conflict will push into like, okay, you have to kill him now. Maybe fake Sawman will show up. Maybe trying to think, like, other than that, I think it would have to be probably the fake guy, right? Like, that's probably the main threat at this point, fake Sawman, or like Justice Devil approaching her directly. I think those are the only two options, right? It's gonna be Denji date, Justice Devil fuckery, or fake Sawman fuckery, right?
I think you're onto something there. You're kind of parallel to where I was going to go with it, actually.
Okay.
I think we're going to have one chapter of Yoshida wingmanning.
Please. I need it.
This is what you do on a date. This is how you approach it. This is how you are suave, because he's the ladies' man,
God.
as we've been told. As we've put into perspective here, like, he gets all the bitches, right?
He does. Truly, he does.
So we're gonna have that. We're going to also see if he's just talking up his game, or he's actually that much of a ladies' man.
I would be so sad if he was like a Neptune from Ruby. I want him to be like the true lady killer. I need it. I want him to. He
could just be a lady killer. He could just strangle them with his tentacle arm if they were into that thing.
I need a scene where he's like, he goes up to like whatever dorm room Yoshida lives in or whatever, and like he knocks on it, and like he has to like he's like, I'm trying to think, like
in the background you're like,
yeah, exactly.
I should come back later.
No, I think he comes to the door, and then like Denji kind of like peeks around, and there's like 3 women that have clearly just had their brains fucked out in the bed. I would love that.
There's just ink on the wall.
Oh god, ew! Like that Spider-Man joke. I swear this never happens. So listen, sometimes the Octopus Devil likes to get in on the fun. That's part of our contract. I can't say no. Okay?
I can't say no, or it will strangle me to death.
The Octopus Devil gets that's actually his
the
contract.
Octopus Devil gets one hole. God damn it!
The Octopus Devil, yeah. The Octopus Devil gets a little puss of every girl I fuck. That's the contract. What can I say? The octopus likes puss.
Yeah. Get yourself a size queen, baby.
I'll be honest with you. Okay, Allie, I need a girl perspective here, okay? I've told you about the guy that has a contract with the Octopus Devil. Would you... Now, he doesn't have to insert the octopus into anything, but, like, would you want it to, like, grab you in any way, or would you not be into that? Now, keep in mind, this is a world where devil contracts are, like, a normal thing.
Well, the whole part of, like, tentacles, you want them in there, you don't...
Oh, so you do want them?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I underestimated how much of a freak you'd be. I didn't want you to immediately say no. Wow. See, this is why I love her, folks.
I ironically kind of called that a couple reviews ago.
Okay, I'm happy to find. Wow, all right. I mean, dude, if my girl would fuck Yoshida, I mean, like, who wouldn't, right?
Oh man,
he's a
validation. No, but like, I think the second chapter will be the date, and I think it'll be a longer chapter, right?
Yeah,
like we have with the cafe.
Considering we have a 2-week break, yeah, maybe it'll be like a nice 40 chapter.
So we'll have the like wingman chapter. We'll have the longer, like almost styled to the the cafe, the diner one, where they're sitting down. We're having our nice little date, talkie. Fake Sawman pops in, and that's
he's a pretty boy.
We're gonna start.
Oh, dude, I just showed Allie Yoshida, and she was like, "Oh yeah." Yo, check it out.
Fake Sawman busts into wherever they're having their date.
She made a face like.
We'll set off the
thick tentacle too.
Yeah, it is a giant fucking tentacle. Like
I bet he probably has many variations of thickness. I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's like the Bad Dragon double XL to start off, and then he just goes up from there.
Vex just said it's the Bad Dragon double XL to start off, and he just goes up from there. It's incredible. Wow, Allie. I love that. I love that you were so immediately ready to take that. Isn't she fun? We really should go to Spencer's and like get some wild toys and just do some shit. I'm just saying.
I'll send you a site.
Oh, is it? I don't know anything about dildos. Which dildo should we get?
Anything not sold at Spencer's.
Okay. Vex said anything not sold at Spencer's. I didn't know. All right, fuck it. Bad Dragon it is. All right, we'll get to that later.
I'll send you a site, Red.
Oh, thank you. Vex will send us the site.
But I'm
Final
sex,
thoughts. We're
I'm
actually at an
sex
hour,
coach
10
on
minutes
this side.
here.
But no, like the third and final chapter for this like little arc will be the fight between Fake Sawman, and that will probably be where we set up like the Justice Devil, how evil justice really is in this universe.
Right,
Play off.
it's not like because I think people might forget Justice Devil just because it's justice doesn't mean it's going to be a good guy. It's it's a representation of the fear of justice. So it'd probably be like misjustice or like people that get wrongly accused, shit like that. Or, genuinely the fear of justice from people that do bad things. So, I mean, either way, though, it's probably going to be like hardcore justice, the hammer of justice, being crushed by justice.
There you go. Just react to the front page of that website before we wrap this up.
Dude, he sent me the dildo website. He wants me to react to it. Sinovator, custom fantasy silicone dildos and sex toys.
Yep.
Ooh, what is that? Is that even a dildo? Oh, tentacle grinder, dude. Okay, all right, I could see it. Ooh. Oh, there's your tentacle. Wow, that is too long. I think you might die from that. 12 inches to 22.5 inches, 4 size. It's so unnecessary. 12 inches is the smallest one. Oh my God, the knot. You want that? Oh my God. Wow, this is incredible. The Sea Lord cometh. It shoots cum. Oh, the man.
They have cum loop and everything.
I can't stop looking at these.
Warrior. I got sent that by a friend.
Dude, well, hold on. The Warrior, winner of Design a Dildo 2021. The battle lines were drawn. The entries flooded in. The Warrior emerged victorious. Oh,
they know their marketing, don't they?
The Stables of Sin. That's just a horse cock. Oh, wow. What a great website. Thank you.
You are very welcome. I got sent that by a friend, and like some of these are table pieces.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And some of these are the best orgasms I've ever had in my entire life.
I would enjoy feeding as much of that tentacle into someone, I won't say who, as possible. I'm only now wondering how comfortable Allie is with me mentioning her. No one knows who you are, except for, vague girlfriend I have.
But yeah.
Final thoughts.
So with the dildo review.
Oh, dude, I hope Denji. Oh, dude, that's what Yoshina's gonna be like. All right, we all know you ain't packing, so here's a strap on.
He does radiate small dick energy.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, he does kind of have. Yeah. That's too bad. I mean, he has a small dick because he didn't have any nourishment when he was little. He didn't get to grow that dick.
He didn't have any of Mommy's Milkies.
That's true.
And with that, peace.
I guess so. Don't forget to get your Mommy's Milkies. Peace.